with her?
Yeah, go ahead. We're going to have a school truck here today. Everyone, reading inside those going to class day. You are on here. Sanjay, Sana, we're as we like to say here in Harambe, so windy. That means let's go. Well, hello everybody. My name is Robin. I'm going to be your photo safari guide to the Harambe Wildlife Reserve today on our photo safari. Now, if you folks do have cameras or cell phones, go and get those out. Get those ready to take some pictures out here. It is a photo safari after all. However, if you do have a selfie stick or anything like that that goes with your camera, go ahead and take that off now, folks. Put that away. It can't be used out here on the reserve. Your cameras, however, they are more than welcome. You can take pictures, you can record, either one, doesn't matter. Fine with me. Just can't use those selfie sticks out here. Now, if you do look right above your head, we do have an animal spotting guide right up there to help you identify some of the animals we're going to be seeing out here on safari today. Right above your head.
Oh, so am I.
We probably won't see every single one of those animals today, but we do usually have pretty good luck, folks, so I'll do my best to point everything out for you.
We're going to see like that pigeon or something.
Now here we're going to be heading into the reserve and the little Terry Forest. Now the roads out here can get pretty rough and bumpy, folks, so make sure everyone does stay seated for me at all times, folks. Please do not stand up or take a picture. Please don't swap seats. Please do not pass your children across the road. Please have them seated on your lap or on the bench next to you. That is for your safety here, folks. Now here in the little Terry Forest, as you can see, there's lots of dense foliage, rocks, and trees for all the animals to hide behind. I'm going to make some of the animals difficult to see out here. But we do have an okapi right over here on the right-hand side. So you can see those black and white stripes on its hind legs there. Those kind of make it look like it's related to the zebra. But if you see their faces there, they are a little bit more closely related to the giraffe. In fact, they're one of the only known relatives of the giraffe. Now, the okapi is pretty shy and reclusive. In fact, so much so, they weren't discovered until about 1901. This is one of the reasons why their conservation status is unknown. Now, sometimes over here on the left-hand side, we do get to see black rhinos. Unfortunately, they're a pretty rare sight. They have been poached near extinction. There's only about 5,000 of them left in the entire world. And if we look right here to the right, I can't see greater kudu right over here on this hill. Now, the greater kudu is actually the second tallest antelope in Africa. Notice they are female. I can tell because they don't have horns. Only the males carry horns. Now, unfortunately, I don't see a black rhino out here. They're usually a pretty rare sight. But I do see a bongo right over here in these bushes here to the left-hand side. Hiding right there. You can just see his horn sticking out there. Now, the bongo is another animal that's pretty shy and reclusive. They are nicknamed the ghosts of the forest. Just make sure everybody stays seated for those folks. Now, those horns, they are angled back, help them dive through some of this brush to help them escape predators, defend themselves, stay easy. Both male and female bongos do carry those horns. So it looks like we got a couple more of them all the way out here to the left. Make sure you look for that reddish brown fur there. It does kind of clash with all the green foliage. Now here we're going to go ahead and leave the little Terry Forest. We're going to head over to the Sophie River. A lot of times over there we get to see Nile crocodiles, sometimes hippopotamus as well. The hippos, they actually spend the majority of their day in and around the water. Most of the time they're completely submerged. That is how they keep themselves cool out here. So a lot of times we just see shadows. Sometimes bubbles under the water. It can be pretty difficult to see out here. That one right over here on the right-hand side. You can just see his ears, eyes, and nostrils on top of his head. Perfect for coming up for a quick breath of air before they dive back down. Just make sure everyone does stay seated, so hopefully we'll see some more on the left. Unfortunately, I can't stop on this side. Now, hippos do spend a lot of time in the water, so of course they're very good swimmers, but actually if they can reach, they would prefer to walk along the riverbed. They can usually hold their breath down there for about 8 minutes at a time.
Where are we?
Pink-backed pelicans on this island here to the left. Pink-backed pelican actually gets that name from the bright pink their feathers turn during mating season. Here's the hippo right over here on the left-hand side, folks. You can just see the shadow right here. Swimming along on the left-hand side.
What's up?
They're pretty quick here.
We're in the water, Sophia. We're in the water.
Now, believe it or not, this is a pretty decent view of the hippo. Hippos usually don't come out of the water till nighttime when it's a little bit cooler. When they come out to find grass to eat, they can actually walk up to about 6 miles to find grass. They eat about 150 pounds at a night, which is probably why hippos weigh over 5,000 pounds a week. There's actually one coming out of the water right over here on the left-hand side. You can see how big they are there. rare sight. They usually don't come out of the water
Mama,
at much time.
that's the one that we see.
Actually, there's two of them coming out of the water right there. And then if you look right over here on the left-hand side, we have some Nile crocodile. The Nile crocodile can reach up to about 20 feet in length. That is as long as a giraffe is tall. You can see a couple of them there with their jaws open. They are cold-blooded, so something like that does help them to warm up just a little bit. So make sure everybody stays seated for me, though, please.
They're very real.
Now those jaws, they are very powerful. Over 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. Enough to crush the bones of their prey. And if everyone thought those hippos were pretty impressive, for holding their breath for about 8 minutes. Now crocodile, they can actually hold their breath for up to 2 hours at a time. Now here we are getting pretty close to the savanna here, folks. We're going to see a completely different ecosystem than the ones we've seen so far. Speaking of different, if we look right over here on the right-hand side, I can see a baobab tree. Now that tree does look a little bit like it was planted upside down by mistake, but actually it feels leafless about 9 months out of the year to conserve water. A lot of times we'll see tusk and hoof marks in those trees from the animals digging in, trying to get a little drink of water. It's usually pretty scarce out here on the savanna. Now the view from this overlook here is actually one of my favorites. These Serengeti grasslands, they stretch for hundreds of miles and serve as a superhighway for millions of migrating animals across East Africa every year. This is why the Harambe Wildlife Reserve was established back in 1971. And actually the name Harambe, it means working together. That's exactly what we are doing here, working together to help to conserve all of this beautiful African wildlife you can see around us here today. Now I can see a couple of animals right over here on the right-hand side. Full of ant holding cattle. You can see those big cream-colored horns there. Now those horns, they can reach up to about 6 feet in length and about 20 inches around at the base. They're not heavy though, they only weigh about 30 to 35 pounds. They're actually honeycombed inside. The animal will pump the blood up through those horns to release some of their excess body heat. That's one of the ways they keep themselves cool out here. Now I did say the ant-holding cattle was a domesticated animal, but they're not actually used for food. They are used as a status symbol. So if you were a farmer out here in Africa, you would want to own lots of those ant-holding cattle to make people think you were very, very wealthy. Brown coats of earth coming up right over here on the left-hand side. There's some more coming up on the right as well. These are actually termite mounds. They are made of a combination of dirt, saliva, and dung. They are as hard as cement. A lot of times the larger animals, like giraffes and even elephants, they will use them as scratching posts. And once they break off or wear down, the smaller animals, they'll get their front 2 feet up on there, get a little bit better view of the savanna so they can watch out for predators. Normally termite mounds are only about 10 to 12 feet tall, but depending on the species of termite that makes them, they can reach up to about 30 feet in height. You can see this really big tall one right over here on the left. And yes, that's a termite mound.
The termites build them.
Yeah. Termite mounds are also very, very porous. They have lots and lots of little holes in there to try and catch some of the breeze out here on the savanna. It's kind of like the termite's personal air conditioning system. Over 1 million wildebeest making their way across the savanna in search of fresh water to drink. And it's kind of tough to see, but right over here on the left, right among these trees, I can't see a giraffe right up here. just see his head peeking out right there. And that is a mid-sized giraffe. You can tell by looking at the spots on his coat. These kind of look like leaves or like length. A little bit better view in here.
There
There's
it
actually
is.
two of them right here. Now, giraffes are some of the tallest land mammals in the world. They can reach heights of up to 20 feet, and usually when they're born, they're already about 6 feet tall. Now you can see both of them there, using their big long black tongues to trim the leaves off the branches. Now those tongues can be about 18 inches in length, and they are black in color to keep them from getting sunburned out here on the savanna. Now giraffes and humans, we both actually have one thing in common. We both have 7 vertebrae in our neck. Clearly though, theirs are just a little bit bigger than ours. They can reach up to about a foot in length. Left-hand side coming up, we do have Monkey Point, which is a triber's here we've nicknamed for the troop of mantle monkeys that have colonized here. Now it is starting to rain here. Oh, but it looks like I can see a couple of them. You can see that big flash of blue on that rock right there. That was the dominant male. These ones here, these are probably females. Females are a lot smaller. Here we go. They only weigh about 30 pounds. That dominant male we just saw, he can usually weigh about 100. A lot of times when you see the males, they're sitting in groups, they're very social. They like to sit and groom each other. That's how they make friends, and also they get a little bit of a snack. And they will eat the bugs that they find on each other's coats.
Wow, that guy's big.
That Monkey Point here, it does mark the edge of elephant country, so hopefully we will come around the corner right up here. You can see some elephants. They're actually some of my favorite animals out there on the reserve. Now, a lot of times when they see the elephants here, they have lots of dry sand and mud on them. Elephants actually have very sensitive skin, so they will fling sand or mud onto themselves. Gives them a little bit of natural sunscreen. Ooh, looks like we have one right over here. Yeah, you can see all that dry sand and mud there. So this is a male elephant. I can tell because male elephants, they're solitary. They don't travel with the rest of the herd. Male elephants actually have a matriarchy, so all the females will stay together most of their lives. Mothers, daughters, sisters, aunts. As long as they're females, they'll stay in the herd. The males are a little bit too territorial and aggressive, so they go off on their own once they reach adulthood. Elephant actually should be right around the corner here. But first it looks like we're going to have to get across this rickety old bridge. Maybe if I go poly-poly, we should be okay. That means very slowly. Everybody just cross your fingers and toes for me here. A little bit of extra luck in the herd.
Not that far if we go. You can just fall back up.
We're almost there, everybody. Almost there. Hold on, Bridge. Hold on. All right. Well, thanks, everybody, for crossing your fingers and toes for me. I think that was just a little bit of extra luck. We can get across that bridge. Make this happen. Red clay here, all the tusk marks in it. Elephants will actually eat that red clay. They get vital nutrients from it. They wouldn't get from their regular diet. Now, unfortunately, one of the greatest threats to elephant populations is actually humans. A lot of times they're poached for those tusks there. They are made of ivory. And they're also facing habitat loss as well. A lot of times from farmers out here in Africa encroaching on their territory. Now we are studying elephant communication here at Harambe to find out how we can best help these animals to survive. One of the things we've learned is that elephants, they don't really like bees. A lot of farmers out here in Africa, they've started using bee hive sensors to keep those elephants away from their crops. And then as an added bonus, they can harvest all that honey. Make a little bit of extra money while keeping these animals safe. One more elephant right there on the left. we are on the left, we have some greater flamingos. Now these are the largest and the lightest pink of all of the flamingo species. They get that coloring from the brine shrimp that they eat, very rich in beta-carotene, and which turns all of their feathers pink. Now when flamingos are first born, they are actually gray in color. It does take about a year and a half of eating all of that brine shrimp to turn their feathers completely pink.